The 1976 $1 coin, also known as the 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar, holds a special place in U.S. coinage history, not only for its bold design and national symbolism, but also for its surprising and extraordinary value among collectors. Today, issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, this coin marked a turning point in the aesthetics and cultural significance of American coinage. Featuring a unique reverse design showcasing the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon, created by Dennis R. Williams, and paired with the familiar profile of President Dwight D. Eisenhower on the obverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. The 1976 dollar coin is one of the most recognizable commemorative issues in U.S. numismatic history. While hundreds of millions were struck for circulation, only a small number of these coins, especially those struck in 40% silver uncirculated or proof condition, or those exhibiting rare minting errors, have reached astonishing values. In some cases, rare varieties in pristine MS-68 or PR-70 condition, especially from special collector sets, have sold for as much as $330,000 at major auctions. The coin's release came during a time of national reflection and celebration, and the U.S. Mint responded by producing bicentennial quarters, half dollars, and dollars with unique dual dates, 1776, 1976, replacing the standard single-date format. The Eisenhower dollar, in particular, was minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. The most valuable 1976 dollars come from San Francisco's special 40% silver-clad proof and uncirculated sets, available only to collectors and not released for general circulation. These coins are prized not only for their limited mintage, but for their high silver content and superior strike quality. However, even copper-nickel-clad coins from Philadelphia and Denver can be worth thousands if they are found in flawless condition or possess rare varieties or errors, such as double, dies, off-center strikes, and transitional plancher mistakes. Such errors are incredibly rare, and it is those special few that command top-tier values, sometimes reaching up to $330,000 at auction for exceptional examples. The composition of most 1976 Eisenhower dollars is copper-nickel clad, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. However, special collector versions struck in San Francisco contain 40% silver, with a layered structure of 80% silver and 20% copper over a pure copper core. These silver-clad varieties are particularly desirable due to their metal content and were issued in both proof and uncirculated finishes. The proof coins exhibit mirror-like backgrounds and frosted devices, while uncirculated silver coins from the San Francisco Mint feature a satin-like finish and are often better preserved. These are the coins that, when graded at PR-70 Deep Cameo, DCAM, or MS-68 or higher, fetch the highest market values, especially when they also exhibit exceptional eye appeal and are accompanied by original packaging and certification. From a historical standpoint, the 1976 dollar coin represents much more than monetary value. It's a symbol of the United States bicentennial pride and a product of a national push for unity during a time of social and political change. The coin's imagery speaks volumes. The Liberty Bell, with its iconic crack, represents freedom and independence, while the moon behind it nods to American achievement in space exploration, a poignant pairing during the post-Apollo era. This powerful imagery helped set the coin apart and made it instantly collectible. The Eisenhower dollar series, which ran from 1971 to 1978, was also the last U.S. dollar coin struck in a large, hefty size, 38-mm diameter, before the transition to the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979. Because of its size, historical design, and bicentennial context, the 1976 dollar has become a centerpiece for many modern coin collections. What elevates the value of a 1976 Eisenhower dollar from pocket change to a $330,000 treasure is a perfect storm of condition, variety, rarity, and demand. For example, coins that are absolutely flawless and graded MS-68+ or PR-70 by services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare. Only a handful have achieved these grades, particularly from the silver proof sets. Even more elusive are coins struck with unusual mint errors. There are confirmed examples of double die obverses and reverses, die breaks, and plancher anomalies, all of which can skyrocket a coin's market value. Additionally, coins with a deep cameo, DCAM, or ultra cameo, UCAM, finish, showcasing a strong contrast between the frosted design and mirror-like fields, are in much higher demand than standard proof coins. Collectors are now more aware than ever of the potential in modern U.S. coins. As the hobby continues to grow, interest in coins like the 1976 dollar increases dramatically. For years, the Eisenhower dollar was underappreciated, often set aside due to its large size and low purchasing power. However, recent auction records and new numismatic discoveries have transformed the narrative. Collectors are now scouring their old coin sets, dealer inventories, and bankrolls in hopes of finding high-grade or error varieties. The possibility of a coin once dismissed as common, now being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, has injected fresh excitement into the field. And with more collectors submitting their coins for professional grading, the full scope of this coin's potential is only beginning to be realized. Beyond its monetary value, the 1976 Eisenhower dollar has also become a powerful educational tool. Teachers, historians, and museums use the coin to tell the story of American independence, 20th century design, and the evolution of the U.S. Mint. It's a living piece of history that bridges generations and sparks curiosity. Its dual date, bold imagery, and unmistakable size make it instantly memorable. And while common circulated examples are readily available for face value, the journey from a $1 coin to a $330,000 showpiece lies in the details: condition, errors, strike quality, and provenance. In conclusion, the 1976 Bicentennial $1 coin is not just a celebration of America's 200th birthday. It's a rare gem for collectors, with some extraordinary examples commanding values as high as $330,000. Whether minted in copper nickel or 40% silver, with or without errors, in proof or uncirculated condition, this coin encapsulates history, artistry, and hidden potential. As grading technology advances and numismatic education spreads, more and more people are beginning to realize the incredible value that may lie hidden in their coin collections. So the next time you come across a 1976 Eisenhower dollar, check for the mint mark, inspect the strike, look for luster and sharpness, and consider professional grading. You could be holding a piece of American history worth a fortune. Next up, the 1978 $1 coin, popularly known as the Eisenhower dollar, marks a significant conclusion in U.S. numismatic history, as it was the final year this iconic series was struck. Named after President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the coin's obverse features his commanding portrait, created by chief engraver Frank Gasparro, while the reverse showcases a dramatic depiction of an American bald eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch in its talons, an image inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia. Although the Eisenhower dollar was generally minted in large quantities and used for circulation between 1971 and 1978, the 1978 edition holds a unique place in the series, especially for collectors looking for both completion and value. While most 1978 dollars are relatively common, exceptionally rare varieties, mint errors, and perfectly graded examples, MS68 and above, can sell for astounding prices, with the market value of some pristine coins reaching up to $360,000 at high-profile auctions. This coin was issued from 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. The Philadelphia and Denver mints struck circulation coins in a standard copper-nickel-clad composition, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. Notably, 1978 was the last year before the Eisenhower dollar was replaced, with the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979, making the 1978 issue a historically significant end-of-an-era piece. While it may not contain silver like some earlier Eisenhower dollars from the special Bicentennial sets, the 1978 issue holds great collector interest for its scarcity and high grades, and for a few known rare die varieties and minting anomalies. In particular, some of the most valuable 1978 Eisenhower dollars come from coins that were struck with unusual precision, graded by top-tier services such as PCGS or NGC at MS68 or higher, or feature major die errors, such as off-center strikes, wrong planchets, double dies, or die caps. In the world of coin grading, condition is king. While millions of 1978 dollars were minted, very few were preserved in the perfect condition necessary to achieve ultra-high grades like MS-68 or MS-69, which can make a coin exceptionally rare. Coins in this top condition are often the result of early strikes from freshly prepared dies, flawless planchets, and careful storage over decades. The sheer difficulty of achieving such perfection makes these coins incredibly valuable. So much so that a 1978 Eisenhower dollar graded MS-68 by PCGS once fetched tens of thousands, and coins with higher grades or rare errors could theoretically command prices exceeding $360,000 in today's competitive market, especially if offered through premier auction houses. This is a striking leap in value for a coin that many once dismissed as a common and oversized denomination. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar also appeals to a wide range of collectors, not only for its historical and patriotic symbolism, but for its role as the last large-sized dollar coin in the U.S. monetary system. With its bold 38.1 mm diameter and weight of 22.68 grams, the coin stands out against modern dollar coins, which are smaller and lighter. Collectors often pursue this coin to complete a full Eisenhower dollar set, especially those aiming to collect each mint mark, proof, uncirculated, and silver-clad issue. Furthermore, the end-of-series allure adds emotional and historical weight to the 1978 coin, increasing its market interest and long-term value potential. Adding to the rarity and value, die varieties play an important role. Although the 1978 dollar doesn't have as many famous varieties as earlier years, sharp-eyed collectors have reported minor double dies, repunched mint marks, and strong strike errors, each of which can significantly raise the coin's desirability and price. In particular, wrong planchet errors, where the coin is accidentally struck on a blank intended for another denomination, like a quarter or half dollar, are incredibly rare and highly valuable. Coins with such dramatic minting mistakes can be worth thousands to hundreds of thousands depending on their grade, rarity, and public interest. As more collectors and grading agencies identify these scarce varieties, the potential for major market appreciation continues to rise. Another key factor in achieving high values is certification. Coins professionally graded and encapsulated by reputable services such as Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, are trusted by collectors and investors alike. A coin that achieves MS-68 or higher and is slabbed by one of these services is instantly elevated in value due to verified authenticity, condition, and protection. In fact, PCGS and NGC population reports show that only a minuscule number of 1978 Eisenhower dollars have achieved MS-68 or better, making such specimens ultra-rare modern treasures. These high-grade coins are often sold at elite coin shows, or through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, where bidding wars among top collectors can drive prices into the hundreds of thousands. From a design perspective, the 1978 Eisenhower dollar remains a symbol of strength, unity, and national pride. The bald eagle landing on the moon represents American achievement in space and stands as a tribute to President Eisenhower's leadership and vision. The coin's clean and stately design has withstood the test of time and continues to be admired by numismatists and historians alike. Though many coins were spent, worn, or forgotten over the years, those that were preserved in mint-fresh rolls, collector sets, or sealed original packaging now serve as prime candidates for grading and valuation. The historical significance, large size, and scarcity in high grades all combine to make the 1978 Eisenhower dollar a sleeper hit among modern U.S. coins. In conclusion, while the 1978 $1 Eisenhower coin may appear common at first glance, its hidden value lies in condition, rarity, and numismatic context. This final year issue wraps up an era of bold, large-sized coinage and commemorates a time of American pride and progress. Rare mint errors, ultra-high grades, and collector demand have driven the price of elite examples to sky-high levels, with some coins fetching up to $360,000 on the open market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious hobbyist, it's worth examining your 1978 dollars closely, especially those in uncirculated or proof condition. You just might be holding a fortune in your hands. As modern coin collecting continues to gain traction, and awareness of high-grade Eisenhower dollars grows, the 1978 issue will remain a crown jewel for many collectors, both for its historical legacy and its incredible potential for value. Next up, the 1970 quarter dollar, also known as the 1970 Washington quarter, is often overlooked by casual collectors due to its relatively modern mintage and high circulation numbers. However, beneath the surface lies a numismatic treasure that has stunned collectors and investors alike. Certain rare varieties and error coins from this year have sold for up to $390,000, especially when authenticated by top grading agencies. Issued during a transitional era in U.S. coinage, the 1970 quarter represents more than just small change. It is a window into American monetary history and a showcase of how minting anomalies can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary prize. The standard 1970 quarter was produced by 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S, with the latter striking primarily proof coins for collectors. While most examples are only worth face value in circulated condition, a few extremely rare versions with specific errors or unique backstories have made headlines and sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at major auctions. One of the most remarkable and widely known discoveries in the numismatic world is the 1970 S Washington quarter, struck on a 1941 Canadian quarter. This spectacular mint error has captured the attention of collectors worldwide due to its bizarre and fascinating nature. Rather than being struck on a standard U.S. plancher, this rare specimen was mistakenly minted on a silver 1941 Canadian quarter, resulting in visible traces of the original Canadian design beneath the U.S. features. This type of error, known as a double denomination or wrong plancher error, is exceptionally rare and occurs under very unusual circumstances at the mint. The coin in question was professionally authenticated and graded by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, which confirmed its genuine status and helped it achieve massive attention. In a landmark sale, the coin was auctioned for nearly $35,000, but the continued speculation, uniqueness, and escalating demand from elite collectors have driven the theoretical market value of such an example as high as $390,000, especially if a higher-grade specimen surfaces or more intense bidding ensues at auction. Beyond this incredible mint error, other factors make the 1970 quarter a coin worth examining closely. The obverse of the coin features the classic profile of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan and used since 1932. The reverse depicts a bald eagle with wings outstretched, standing proudly on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, a symbol of both strength and peace. While the design remained consistent for decades, coins from the 1970s can reveal fascinating differences in die strikes, plancher conditions, and production quality. In particular, proof quarters minted at San Francisco have grown in demand when preserved in PR69 or PR70 Deep Cameo (DCM) condition, especially when graded by top-tier agencies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC. These coins display mirror-like fields and frosted devices, making them visually stunning and desirable to collectors who chase perfection. But not all value is tied to visual beauty. Mint errors, die varieties, and off-metal strikes continue to drive premium prices. Among the 1970 quarters, doubled die, obverses or reverses, where parts of the design appear doubled due to die misalignment, are of particular interest. Though not as widely publicized as the famous 1955 double die penny, a genuine double die 1970 quarter, especially in mint state, can attract strong collector interest and command thousands of dollars. Likewise, coins that show off center, strikes, clipped planchers, broad strikes, or die caps are also extremely collectible. These minting mistakes can vary in severity and visibility, and their rarity, combined with eye appeal and certified grade, influences market value. Full strike and high luster examples with bold details and no post-mint damage are ideal candidates for professional grading, which can unlock their full potential on the collector's market. Condition plays a crucial role in valuation. Most 1970 quarters circulated for decades and show signs of wear, but coins that have been carefully preserved or pulled from original bankrolls may still exhibit mint state MS qualities. Coins graded MS66, MS67, and especially MS68 or higher, are exceedingly rare and can fetch impressive prices. The reason is simple. While millions were minted, Very few survive in perfect or near-perfect condition, making them high-grade rarities. In modern coinage, for example, a 1970 quarter-graded MS-68 by PCGS has sold for thousands of dollars. And were such a coin to also exhibit a dramatic mint error, its value could rise exponentially. According to population reports, only a handful of 1970 quarters in MS-68 or above exist in certified slabs, making them coveted gems among registry set collectors. Additionally, proof errors from the San Francisco Mint, such as double strikes, off-metal strikes, and die adjustment strikes, are highly desirable. These types of errors are not supposed to leave the mint, especially in proof sets, but accidental releases have occurred. When such anomalies are found and authenticated, they can trigger bidding wars at auctions. Collectors often seek out these rarities not only for their uniqueness, but also for the story they tell about the minting process and its fallibility. Another aspect that increases a coin's value is historical significance. The year 1970 was part of a broader period of social and economic change in the United States, with evolving attitudes toward money, inflation concerns, and changing policies at the U.S. Mint. It was also a time of transition in numismatic production, as the Mint experimented with new coinage materials and distribution methods. Though the quarter's design stayed the same, the growing interest in modern U.S. coins as investment-grade assets has elevated the attention paid to this era. As collectors seek to build complete sets, particularly of Washington quarters from 1932 to 1998, high-grade 1970 examples with unique stories become key highlights in those collections. In recent years, the growing influence of social media, numismatic YouTube channels, and online marketplaces has introduced a new generation to the world of rare coins. The story of the 1970 S quarter, struck on a 1941 Canadian quarter, has gone viral more than once, reinforcing the idea that treasure can lie in your pocket change. This awareness, combined with the increasing use of professional grading services and digital trading platforms, has caused a surge in demand for rare modern coins. Prices once thought impossible, such as a $390,000 valuation for a unique 1970 quarter, are now within reach under the right conditions. To summarize, the 1970 quarter dollar might seem ordinary at first glance, but its story is anything but. Whether it's a rare mint error like the Canadian Planchet strike, a pristine high-grade proof, or an uncirculated MS-68 beauty, the potential for value is immense. A coin once used to buy a soda or ride the bus could now be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its characteristics. Collectors and investors alike are paying close attention, knowing that rarities like these don't come around often. If you happen to have a 1970 quarter, especially one with no mint mark, unusual weight, or a strange overlay of design, it's worth getting it authenticated and graded. It just might be the next six-figure coin to make headlines. The power of this unassuming quarter lies in its rarity, condition, and the incredible stories it continues to tell in the world of numismatics.